Good afternoon. Good afternoon and welcome to the groundbreaking ceremony for Phase 2 of development of the Utica District Park. My name is Jeremy Courtwright, and I am the Director of the Division of Parks and Recreation. And on behalf of our division, I want to just thank you all for being here today, and I want to thank you for celebrating this occasion with us. This is a very special occasion to expand an existing park in this way, and we're just excited to have this event get kick-started next week. First and foremost, I want to thank the County Executive and the County Council for their continued support for parks and recreation programs and capital improvement projects like this. This is one of 3 projects this summer-fall that we are initiating or finishing, one of them being this park, and the next one being Othello Regional Park, and then lastly, in October, we're hoping I do a ribbon cutting for Point of Rocks Commons Park. So this is an exciting time for Parks and Recreation and Frederick County. As a division director, I have the privilege to work alongside elected officials and employees who truly understand the impacts of Parks and Recreation and what they have and that impact on the community. This impact or power of play in our community is seen and felt by Frederick County residents throughout the year at numerous parks and recreation facilities. From promoting healthy lifestyles through physical activity, building a sense of community among neighbors, friends, teammates, competitors, or encouraging lifelong learning on the playground, in a program, or in an athletic field. The impacts of Parks and Recreation contribute and are felt by everybody. Phase 2 development of Utica District Park will complete the vision of Phase 1, conceived over 10 years ago, by adding trails, additional shelters, and playgrounds. It will also expand the possibilities for future programs, family events, and tournaments in Frederick County. I would like to now recognize some of our special guests here, Frederick County Executive Jan Gardner, Frederick County Councilman Jerry Donald, and Parks and Rec Commission members Howard Looney, David Twigg, Mariam Brodie Ennis, and Mr. Paul Spurrier. I would also like to recognize the design and architect for our park project, Mr. John Rohde from Human & Rohde, for his firm's efforts to get us from design to today's groundbreaking. Mr. Rohde. Regional park phases are often much more involved because they are working with larger areas of parkland and a wide variety of amenities. Lastly, I just want to thank the Division of Public Works staff and my Parks and Rec team for their part in making this day a reality. So, yep. I would like to now introduce our first speaker of the afternoon, Ms. County Executive Jan Gardner.
Thank you, Jeremy. Good afternoon, everyone. It's another exciting day in Frederick County when we gather together to break ground and officially kick off a new expansion of a county park. As Jeremy mentioned, we did have a bit of a pause during the recession on park construction, so it's really excited for those of us in county government to see us moving forward with really 3 new park projects. Now, the Utica Park is the county's largest park. It's almost 250 acres. Now, a sizable portion of the land has been unused since the county acquired the old farmstead in 1999, and that was actually during my first term as a county commissioner. Over the next several years, we did what we do with all of our park development. We put together a citizen committee to really help lay out and design and develop a master plan for the park. And I think that's really important to recognize that today what we're going to be building really included the input of a lot of citizens. And when we have citizens talk about shaping their parks, that really is a reflection of good government. This park was, the first phase of this park opened to visitors about 10 years ago, and the community quickly began using the ball fields, the pavilions, the trails, and the playgrounds. And for years, Bark in the Park drew dog lovers to special events in the early spring in this park. Now it's time for us to grow the park so even more people can enjoy the fresh air and the amenities and all that this park has to offer. So Phase 2 will include synthetic and natural turf multi-purpose fields, 1.5 miles of paved and natural surface trails and walkways, 3 new picnic shelters, several playgrounds, and more places for visitors to park. The little ones will be excited to hear that one of the new playgrounds will be a destination playground. And destination playgrounds inspire children with special themes. And the playground will be designed to really engage people of all ages and all abilities. And it will provide a creative backdrop for playtime. Now, Frederick County parks are truly a gem, and I really want to take a moment and say thank you to the Park and Rec staff that's here. You know, all of our parks are beautifully maintained. They all have outstanding events and functions, and it's really a good reflection on Frederick County that our parks look as beautiful as they always look. You can count on it to be in good shape. Now, I mentioned earlier that we are moving forward with these 3 parks, and that was made possible because we restored dedicated funding for park construction from a certain stream of revenue called recordation tax during the term of this administration. And I had to take that to the county council, and I'm really pleased that the county council voted to support that. So now that means we're able to expand on our quality of life by making sure that we have more park space, more athletic fields, more trails, and more places for people to visit. And people do visit these parks in Frederick County, and they really do play an important part of our quality of life. We have about 2 million people visit one of our parks every year, and that's quite incredible. So again, I want to thank everybody who made this possible today. I want to thank the citizens, the Park and Rec Commission, all of our staff in Parks and Recs, as well as in DPW. They really do a great job every day. I want to thank the Park and Rec Commission. Thank you for being here. Thank you for helping to provide leadership and community input to our parks. Thank you, Jerry. Jerry shows you his athletic ability here today. And I want to acknowledge all of the young people who are here today from our summer camp in Walkersville. You know, that's another great thing we do in our park system. We have over 5,300 children engaged in summer camps this summer, and I think that's quite incredible as well. So I look forward to the ribbon cut. I look forward to actually when we open this park, and it's going to take a little while, probably the spring of 2020, to all of the amenities and the trails and the parking and everything is put into place. But Utica Park will be a great asset for Frederick County for generations to come. So thank you very much for being here today, and I'd like to invite Councilman Jerry Donald, who just showed you his own athletic skills, to come up and say a few words on behalf of the County Council.
That was very nice of you to say. You did notice I dropped it. I have spent a considerable amount of time in this park. I've dropped softballs over there. I've dropped a few over there. I used to really enjoy it. I've even seen a cricket game played here. That's one of the more interesting things I've seen. And a lot of people get excited about parks because they're excited about ball fields for their kids or for themselves to play on. And that is a big deal in the community. You know, organized sports are a huge item for many families. And Jeremy mentioned earlier we have a park going in down between Brunswick, Jefferson, and Burkittsville. And Othello, they're very excited about that because they want those opportunities for their kids to be able to play. But parks are more than that. They really are. The trails that are going in. Pavilions like this where families can gather, you know, and have their family reunion. Parks are a great deal to people. It's a community space. It's a good feeling to come to a park and to be able to just enjoy nature and to be away from the cell phone a little bit and away from the computer. The happiest day I've had in this job was in a park when we cut the ribbon in Middletown for some pathways and we got to see the people use all that, and it was just very enjoyable to see something come to fruition. Supporting parks has been a big deal for the county council. We have supported moving more money over there and when we changed the recordation tax, and that also enabled us when we did that to also help preserve agriculture in the county, which is a very large deal. You know, if you're concerned about growth, one of the best ways to slow some of that is to preserve agricultural land. So we have tried to move Frederick County forward in that way. I'm happy to represent the County Council today, and I'd like to thank you for coming here today to celebrate this great event.
No worries, no worries, no worries. I am Mariam Brodie. It's my honor today to represent the Frederick County Parks and Recreation Commission. Our role is, I guess, an advisory role to the Parks and Rec Department. We do things like we have spoken to the County Council and Executive Gardner in terms of the recordation tax, supporting that. We also appoint people. The committee that came up with the master plan, they were appointed by the Parks and Rec Commission. So we wear many hats, and we are representative. We try to be representative of the entire county. I'm the Walkersville representative. We have Middletown. We try to get people from all over the county, so we get input, and we fulfill the needs of the entire county, not just one section of the county. So I had this speech prepared with all these different things, but everything's already been said, so I'm not even going to bore you with that. One thing I'm really excited about this park is the destination playground. Because playgrounds are so important, I walk parks with my dog all over the county, and I always see all different age level of kids playing on playgrounds. And this destination playground sounds so exciting. We need activities that cultivate our children's imaginations so they get out of the house and they can be creative and use their imaginations. So that's going to be a great asset. Of course, the fields, the multi-purpose turf fields will be great too because we need them. But I just wanted to mention that destination playground and let you know a little bit about what we as a commission do. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm glad you mentioned that. It's interesting. Utica District Park only has one shelter, and you're in it right now. So the fact that we're going to add multiple park shelters is going to bring a lot more families into this facility, into this park, to enjoy all the amenities. And they're one of the most coveted things in our county park system is the trails, the playgrounds, and the shelters. The athletic fields oftentimes trump that. And sometimes that is talked a bunch about, the need for athletic fields. But those facilities and those amenities that I just mentioned are highly desired amenities for the county system. So we're really excited about having all of those added to this already very popular park. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to actually break the ground at the ceremonially here next to the backhoe. And we're actually go out here. So I would like to ask everybody who had opportunity to speak would actually make their way over to the shovels, and what we'll do is also ask any of the Parks Commission members to please also come over, and we'll be right over here in a minute. Thank you.